Good morning. I thought today we would take a minute and go through what I have spent on that Mercedes build so far. And if you all been watching my videos, you know we haven't come along that far on this build. The walls aren't even fully done yet. And wait until you guys see. Oh my gosh. The cost so far.
If you're starting van life right now and you're starting out on a budget, things in this video may not apply to you guys. But if you just bought yourself a van, I don't care if it's a minivan, a rusted out Ford Econoline, or an old Chevy Express, or a brand new 170 wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter. If you've never been in a van before, start simple. Literally go out there, put a very basic budget build in it, live in it for 2 weeks or a month, and really get used to that space before you actually start putting some serious money into your build. And you'll see in today's video that there's some serious money involved in building a big camper van like the one I'm doing right now. But there is a point in time for everybody that starting basic is important. But for me right now, I've been in my van for so long that I am not doing this one on a budget. I'm going to give myself all the luxuries that I deserve because I have sacrificed 8 years on my knees, and it's time for change.
Here they all come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All coming my way, staring at me. So for those of you who are new around here, this has been my home now for 8 years. This one will be up for sale starting next week, and it's time to let this old home go and make room for the new home. But building a low roof cargo van versus building what I'm doing next, which is a 2024 Mercedes Sprinter 170 wheelbase, that thing is tall, that thing is long, makes this thing look super tiny. There's a huge difference when it comes to building one of these vans versus something larger in a major financial way. Not only in the purchase cost of the vehicle itself, but the build is way more larger in a bigger van than it is in one of these. Because you don't have room in a low roof cargo van to put some of the bigger luxuries that you can fit in a big 170 wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter. So what you need in here, or what you want in here, changes drastically when you get something bigger. At least it did for me, because now I can do all of these bigger, more elaborate systems in there, bigger electrical spaces for showers, in-floor heating, skylights, and all the fancy stuff on the top. We don't have room on this thing. Look at this thing. Once you put your solar up there and a place to put a few other things, you got no more room. But on the big 170 wheelbase vehicles, you got tons of room. So this build is probably more than what's on that paper, but I went through what I have spent on that build so far. And I'll throw some clips in here of where we're at right now on the build. Boy, we got some numbers to talk about, and they are big. This was a bit overwhelming just writing this out yesterday. And when I started to add it all up, I'm like, oh no. Oh crap. All right, so the first thing we did to that Mercedes Sprinter was put on those Vancity sleeping capsules on the outside. I forgot to add the cost of the paint. Damn it. So yeah, like I said, this list isn't going to be completely thorough because I know there's lots I'm going to miss on here. But I bought the capsules that go on the outside, including the bunk windows that go on the inside, so they're just not two big holes on the side. The cost of the capsules, these funds I'm going to give you guys are in Canadian dollars. At the end, I'll give you the conversion into USD. Those capsules with the bunk windows cost me $3,242. And then cost me $600 to have them sprayed. I didn't include that $600 in here. I forgot. Then the next step after that, we did that Tech Van duck liner. Rad product. I'd highly recommend it. We actually have it on the Van Toy store coming up this week. We just got in our shipment of it. Pretty awesome. Anyway, that duck liner went up, was $470 worth of duck liner. Then the 3M Thinsulate insulation was $1,200. Then you have to add the spray glue to put all that stuff up. Plus I bought extra spray glue for putting the fabric on the wall. Spray glue was $800. I'm probably pretty sure we're gonna need more once we start putting the fabric up on the walls. Wall fabric, I think I am low on this one too, $1,000. So I didn't pull actual receipts up. I will do a full calculation with all the proper receipts and stuff once we finish the build. Amanda, if you're watching, it'd be kind of cool maybe to keep a tally of all this stuff so we can do a big elaborate video at the end with the total cost. Then the Go Code trim, that nice trim stuff that went around my doors that was covered in that black heather tweed with the speaker pods and stuff going around the back doors. That trim was $2,940 Canadian. Then the purchase that I regret. So I bought the Tetra Van shower, which is a shower system that's only about yay deep, goes in the wall, and then the tray folds down, you stand on it, put a curtain up, use it. When it's done, the curtain gets folded up, put inside, flips back up, bada boom. Kind of has the front face of like a dishwasher, I guess you kind of say. Do you know what I mean? Simple way I figured to do a shower in a van, because if you actually do a real shower in the van, you're devoting a monster amount of space, which I think holds more value than the cost of this purchase. But to have a builder build that in your van too as well, with drainage and all that stuff in there, I think your bill on building the shower would be substantially more than what the cost of this was. Maybe not. But the reason why I chose this shower is for the space that it saves. The reason why I think I'm going to regret this shower is because I've been in this van for 8 years and never once, well, maybe once, do I wish I actually had a full-blown shower in my van. I have a Julka hot tap in here, which allows me to go shower outside, which for the most part is great. The only times I think I really wish I had a shower was during COVID, when shit was locked down and there was nowhere to shower, and I was sponge bathing in a pot with some water and a rag. That sucked. Let me tell you, that sucked. But anyway, so I decided, since we got the big Sprinter, that I wanted to do a shower. The Tetra Van shower. All it is a freaking piece of metal that folds down, drains in the bottom, goes out the bottom, and it's got a shower thing. That's it. It's simple. $4,000 Canadian. So that shower, I think currently right now on the Tetra Van website, is $2,850 USD, which is probably 4,000 Canadian. Plus I didn't calculate the shipping cost. That's where doing the bigger elaborate video a little bit later on, once the build is complete. I'm not going to do another one of these videos along the way. The reason why I kind of wanted to do this video is to give you guys a real world idea of the entry costs of doing a van build and not even having one finished. Sure, you could DIY your stuff and make it super simple, 100%. But because I've been living in my van now for 8 years, it was time for me to build a home that I could live in for the long haul without any of the sacrifices that I have made in this lifestyle, in this van. Because I've made sacrifices. You do. Like, if you see my knees, they're nuts. But we've made sacrifices over the years just to keep this lifestyle and enjoy this lifestyle. And now that I've got a bigger van, I want some of those luxuries back. Those luxuries come with a price tag. So the Tetra Van shower, biggest regret I've ever spent so far on this build, $4,000 Canadian. Then I bought a ladder that attaches to the front, which was another giant mistake. That little ladder that clicks on the front, which gives me some steps to get up in the bed, thought it was a cool idea, worked out to be $840 Canadian. So that's $4,870 Canadian for a shower and a little ladder. And that's not even it. I didn't even include it because I didn't remember the exact prices and tariff charges and stuff like that, bringing that over here. Biggest mistake. Somebody needs to remake that thing more affordable because the price on that thing is insane. Then the PEX tubing, which is that plastic tubing that goes in the floor for the heated floors, that was around $350. And then there was these little plates that got pushed into the ground that were metal, so it kind of dissipates the heat from the heated floor, and then that PEX tubing gets pushed into that. So we did all the metal all over the floor just to dissipate the heat a little bit and help spread it around. Those little metal pieces were about 150 bucks. Got that on Amazon. Then the wood floor, like all the plywood floor that you see in there, and then all the trim around the step there, it's just all raw wood. And the PEX tube install. So the wood floor and the PEX tube install cost me $3,800 just to get that floor in there. So if you want to add that up, you got $3,800 plus $350 plus $150. You do the math. That was the cost to get the raw heated floor in. That's not even heated yet. That's just getting the tubing in the floor with the flooring installed. So anyway, on to the next one here. So we also bought plywood, which wasn't much. We bought Baltic birch plywood for the top of the walls, which is going to get covered in fabric. And we got that black hexagon plywood. Cost of that simple little trip, $2,400 in wood. This is nuts. And then all that really rad L-track that's everywhere all over the place that we could snap and mount things to, and bolt cabinets to, and click lights to, which is super cool, by the way. That was something I didn't have to do, but I wanted to do. I like the idea that that stuff is riveted to the wall and it's got actual bolts that bolt right into it, securing that thing to the van, instead of just a bunch of screws popped in everywhere, which honestly could probably rip out a lot easier if you're in a collision. I was hoping that the L-track will help hold things better to the van. That was the point behind it. The L-track I got from Tech Van. They have their own L-track. It's awesome. Cost of the L-track, including the metal framing backing, which is highly recommended. So you put the metal framing backing first, then secure the L-track to that, making it a lot more stronger. The L-track was $2,300. Again, these are all guesstimate prices. Then the skylight, which was $1,000. It was like $995 or whatever it is. That was before tax. Skylight was $1,000. The roof vent was $600 Canadian. Then cost of all the speaker wire that was ran around there was $200. And power wire that was running all around the walls that John put in, I paid about $1,500 worth of all that wire. We do have leftovers, but the initial cost on the wire was $1,500. So far on this Mercedes build, and we haven't really done much yet. We haven't even gotten to buying any of the appliances in there. So we don't have a stove, we don't have fridges, we don't have heaters or anything like that. We also don't have any electrical, any batteries. None of the bigger ticket items have been purchased yet. There's no van build in there, which is the next monster step. So here's where we're at right now. So a little rundown. Sleeping capsules with bunk windows, duct liner, insulation, spray glue, wall fabric, Go Code trim for around the doors, the Tetra Van shower and ladder, PEX tubing for the heated floors, PEX metal plates to dissipate the heat, the wood floor, actual floor in the back, and the PEX tube install was $3,800. Plywood and black hexagon wood, L-track, skylight, roof vent, speaker wire, and power wire. All of that. And hold on a second before I give you that total. I have not been billed at J5 for the wall install yet. And I don't know how many days we're in on that install, but we're talking like $100 an hour times however many days we're on that so far. So that bill hasn't even come yet. So here we are right now. So far on that Mercedes build, I have spent $26,822 Canadian. And I don't even have a van to live in yet. Think about that. Building this thing is a monster of a build. I'm kind of going to be excited to share with you guys the rest of this process. You know, that's something I never had the chance to do in this van, was to give you guys a total breakdown on the entire build. And this is going to be awesome because I'm showcasing every part of this build on this channel. You get to watch every process, the whole build. You'll all be right here, and you'll learn what I made mistakes on, what I think was worth it, and what I think was not worth it. But if you look at some of the bigger systems coming up in the van, if I do the actual heated floor system, that Rixon system that controls all the heated floors and climate control in the vehicle, that thing's like 7,000 USD. US, that's like 9 grand Canadian or something insane. So these are purchases that may not be made right out the gate because I just can't afford all of that big stuff right now. Like if I were to buy all that Victron electrical, we're probably talking 5,000 plus 6,000, 7,000 just in the electrical components to control everything. That's not including batteries or high output alternator or solar or anything. Then you look at the battery side. If I go with the SOK new 314s, that's like $4,000 in batteries to put batteries in the back of that thing. 5 grand in batteries. What did I get myself into? It's nuts. But I am excited that we all can share all this stuff together and you guys can get a full-on price of the cost to build that Mercedes. That was nuts when I figured out those numbers yesterday. Like the concept behind this is so cool. Okay, watch this little video. It just folds up, you fold it down, curtain goes up, you shower, you fold it away, done. It's smart. It's not very deep, doesn't take up much room. I thought it was cool for those moments that I may need a shower. I don't get how the heck that thing is worth $2,858 USD. So when I bought it, this was $2,400, $2,500 or something like that, USD. But then the tariffs came in and these prices went up, which kind of sucked. That's insane. I mean, it's cool though, but somebody needs to make a cheaper version of this thing because that's not affordable for anybody. But you never know. You get in there, you have your first shower, and you're like, oh, greatest thing I ever put in my van. You never know with these things. But right now, looking at budgets for the build and money, I should have just left that space blank for it and added it later if I felt it necessary. Because I don't know what my life's going to be like inside of that Mercedes. I know what life is like in a low roof van. I don't know how much my lifestyle is going to change in the bigger vehicle. Because I can stand up, maybe having a shower is something that I think about more often. Because I don't think about standing up and having a shower in here because I can't stand up. This was probably one of the most coolest purchases we made so far was this Go Code Overland trim. $1,140 USD. This was the trim that goes around all my doors. That's just in the black. I got mine done in the heather gray marathon tweed. So you're $1,840 for it when it's wrapped in the upholstery tweed already. And the tweed comes in heather gray, black, or toast, which is like a brownish color. This purchase here was way worth it because to have a builder build that around all the door and stuff like that is just going to take time and money. And especially if you're going to DIY it yourself, what an easy way to do things. Like that's all that trim around the door. Super slick. There is some more things I forgot to add. This end list is going to be monstrous. The Tech Van sink with the retractable faucet on the top. So you can push the faucet down, put the lid on top, and now you just have a nice big long counter. That I forgot to add to this list, and I don't remember what the cost of that one was. Oh, not that kind of interior. That was a cool sink. It's got like a gunmetal sort of gray look. The faucet pushes down. So add that to my list. $475. Oh, wait! And there's more! I forgot I bought the water tank system for it too as well. It came as a package. Has the inside water tank, which goes over one of the wheel wells in the back. And that included an undermount gray water tank as well, including the fittings and stuff for the tank and some of the mounting brackets. That was a little over $1,000. Probably, I don't even remember what that one was. See, I'm going to have to wait and do this stuff at the end. That way we've got everything included with taxes and shipping and giving you guys a real dollar value amount. But right now, we're probably $30,000 into nothing. Thankfully, when it leaves John's place, it's going to have an aluminum bed platform with some slats on it. So all I got to do is throw a bed on top, and that van will be functional for us to go do some roaming around in and living in between here and it going to Ontario for the interior build out on that thing, giving us a little bit of a bumper, a little bit of a break time between builders so we can recoup some cash, keep producing nonstop everyday videos. That's my plan right now. And if I skip a video, I want to upload a live stream just so we can keep this money generated coming in, so we can build out that damn thing. So if you guys want to buy some merch, please do. Please go buy some merch and some stickers. We have some really cool deals on right now that you can add an all sticker pack with a t-shirt order. Stickers are $3 a piece normally. There's 31 or 32 stickers in the all sticker pack, and the sticker pack edition is an additional 20 bucks for like $80, $90 worth of stickers. So really good value for you guys on the flip side. So what's the future of this van? So you all know this thing is up for sale, or will be up for sale starting next week. I want to spend a little bit of time over the next few days, give this thing a good cleaning, take some good pictures of it. Too bad it's raining out. Should have taken those pictures when it was nice outside. I've had some offers via email from some people, mostly some people in the USA, which I've been a little bit hesitant on selling it into the USA, because you then have to take this thing and put it through an out-of-country inspection, I think. I'm not sure. I've never imported or exported a vehicle before, but there's going to be some stuff when it goes across the border. And I kind of worried about it, selling it to somebody and it doesn't pass inspection, you know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. But we have had some pretty decent offers on this van. I said yes to a couple of the offers. One of them already didn't come through. The other one, we'll see if it all comes through. That's the thing about putting things up for sale. There's so many people like, I want it, I want it, I want it. And then it never ever ends up happening. So it will be posted online for sale probably Monday or Tuesday. If that other deal doesn't fall through, it's going up online. And I'm debating right now if I should sell this van with the bumpers or without the bumpers. I wanted to keep the bumpers because we just got them and we could use them on another project. But if the dollar value is in the van, I would sell it with the bumpers for sure. And then we can just go to Welltech and buy another set of bumpers for that other project that I have in mind, which we'll share at some point. That's not happening anytime soon, but we're going to need some pieces for it. But if the money's in this van, someone gives me a good enough offer, I'll let it go as it sits with everything included. I'll even leave the Julka shower in there if the deal goes through at a good enough value. I'll leave my recovery gear, the Julka shower, all the little toys and stuff in there if they need it. Man, I'll even leave my dishes and everything else if someone wants a ready-to-go camper. I am cool with that. But anyway, crew, that's all I got for you this morning. I wanted to share my dollar value. I was sitting here last night writing it out, and I was like, oh gosh, I got to share the truth about this build. It's an eye-opener for sure, because you don't think about that when you're picking up little things here, little things there. You got to remember, I bought this van for myself for Christmas. It's summertime now. We have had that van for quite a while. Yes, we have. And over that time, I've been slowly picking away at buying all of this stuff. And then recently we got enough money and sent it down to John's to get some of that interior done. But I've been picking up all of these items for quite a while now. And when you start looking at what you've spent over the last handful of months, you're like, damn, this Sprinter is going to be expensive. I know we've had some people in some of the live streams and stuff like that guessing, oh, Chrome, you're going to be 50K into the interior. I think we're going to be a whole lot more than that.